These are the standards and conditions of supervision and probation the court must impose. This does not include special conditions the court may impose. These are standard conditions that probation must comply with. The courts must impose these. Mark MEHL, TERRI, OLSON, you're well aware of what this is. Get down here to number 9. The defendant shall not associate with any person engaged in criminal activity and or shall not associate with any person convicted of a felony unless granted permission to do so by the probation officer. I don't think the probation officer is going to grant permission to engage in criminal activity. Number 13, as directed by the probation officer, the defendant shall notify third parties of risk due to the defendant's criminal record or personal history or characteristics and shall permit the probation officer to make such notifications and to the defendant's compliance with such notification requirements. Well, Jeffrey Michael Watney, well, his personal characteristics are molesting young children at a young age. My daughter, young age, characteristics. It's not like it's a boy that was 15 that he was around. Right? So, would that give him or Jeffrey, well, Jeffrey should have been saying something, but probation was well aware of it. There was a minor kid. He was living with a minor kid. It was not his kid. It was someone else's kid. But nope, no notifications, no nothing were made. So, would that consist of something that probation is supposed to do and take care of? Well, clearly. The other one, defendant shall not be engaged with criminal activity. This right here, Christina Lynn Watney. As also you can notice the address on there is 103 Stanley. That's her address, claiming 103 Stanley. If people are claiming the same address, wouldn't they be residing in the same place? So if he's using the address 103 Stanley, she's using the address 103 Stanley. It's on legal documents. What's on his driver's license? What was his mail coming in? If they're using the same address, wouldn't that consist of they're living in the same residence? Exactly. This is Christina Watney getting a DUI and a terroristic threat while Jeffrey Watney is in the boat with her while she's driving the boat drunk. Just the two of them are in the boat. She's intoxicated, driving the boat, speeding. They get stopped on the water. Right away, Chrissy and Jeff wind up switching positions in the driver's seat to make it seem like Jeff was driving the boat and Chrissy wasn't. Officer called him out, said, no, you weren't driving the boat. Wind up giving Christina the field sobriety test, so on. Here's the report on that. Would that not consist of someone engaging in criminal activity or in the process of committing a felony? Well, you're in a boat and the person driving the boat is intoxicated, and when you're getting stopped, you're switching spots with that person to make it look like you were driving the boat and not the other person. This is all in the report right here. Straight in the plea, the charges, the discovery of it all public records, straight facts. observed a white female wearing a pink swimsuit driving the boat. The driver was later identified as Christina Lynn Watney. Aaron indicated a stop on the boat by activating his patrol lights, emergency lights, instructing the driver to pull along the side of the port side of the patrol boat. Defendant switched places with her husband so that he could pull the boat next to the patrol. When asked if she knew the speed limit at the nighttime, defendant stated 30. Well, defendant was not speaking too coherently. So, I don't know, would that consist in engaging with someone in criminal activity? These are all public records. Case file number 27-CR-16-20097. On here, she's given notice that she's going to use these people as witnesses. Jeffrey Watney, address 103. Jessica Dreers, that's her sister. Jeffrey Watney, address 103. Chrissy Watney, address 103. They're using the same address on legal documents, so they're living in the same house, same address, same everything. Jessica Dreer, Jessica Sandstrom, Jessica Sullivan, that's still Christina Watney's sister. Her original name, Jessica Sullivan, got married. Now it's Jessica Sandstrom, which she works at the West St. Paul Courthouse in Dakota County. Maybe this is the reason why everything's going the way it is. Her sister's working at the West St. Paul Courthouse. This is a signed affidavit that Jessica Sandstrom signed. On behalf of for Jeffrey Watney, claiming that she was present while, apparently, allegation, I was sending a text message in real time as what a conversation was going on, as if I was right there on the other side of their fence listening to their conversation and texting them what they're having on a conversation in real time. Now, if someone's going to go file a restraining order on someone and saying they're deathly afraid of them and so worried and concerned, and if someone's actually doing that, send them a text message in real time and saying exactly what they're saying or talking about, anyone in their right mind would just call the cops right then and there. Here's what Jessica said instead. photograph of the affidavit written by my sister-in-law, Jessica Sandstrom, as a witness that she was there when this took place. Where Matt was texting facts about the conversation we were having on the patio that evening, describing our house and surrounding areas. Claims I sent this text message and so on and so forth, but there was no copy of the text message of anything like that I sent, or anything remotely, anything near anything like that. As you can see what Jessica Sandstrom said. So now, is this Jeffrey again filing false statements in with court paperwork on getting a restraining order? Illegally filing signed affidavits of people lying to get a restraining order. The person writing this false document, Jessica Sandstrom, works at the West St. Paul Courthouse. Is that not frivolous? Is that not grounds for a parole violation or a probation violation? Because the guy's never been to prison. He's just on probation for molesting his own child. Who gets just probation for something like that and never even has to touch it one step inside of a prison? Molesting his kid multiple times. Straight facts. Here's some more from Jessica Sullivan here, because it's back in 2004. But Jessica Sandstrom now. More stuff. Straight lies. Again saying, I'm so dangerous, uncontrollable, unpredictable. But if someone's sending you text messages in real time saying whatever your conversation is right then and there, like they're right there, who would not call the police? Who would not save them text message apparently, and at least file them with the papers, right? And come on now, anyone in their right mind knows better than that. She claims in here Matt has never paid for anything when it comes to Kayla. In fact, he had refused because Chrissy started seeing some new guy. Every time Chrissy agreed to let Matt take Kayla for the weekend, something always comes up. And couldn't take her. He's had plenty of opportunities. So many, plenty of opportunities. Really? How many times I have to file papers just to try and force her, or force the courts to force her, to bring her to a safety center so I could see her? And another again, signed affidavit, filed with courts, in court papers. As Jessica Sandstrom Sullivan, same person, said, I haven't paid for anything or done anything when it comes to my daughter, whatever. Here's a signed thing from their own father, Chrissy and Jessica's own father, stating that I was paying him money every pay period, every other week. I was giving him $125 for watching our kid, as that was like kind of like our daycare at the time. He was watching her and we were paying him to watch her. Here's a signed thing from their own parent, their dad, straight, stating that I was giving him money at least. But then he went and wrote a signed affidavit, lying, saying something totally different, that I never gave anything, I never did anything. I had no interest in seeing my kid, but I filed papers so many times. to try and get the courts to force her to at least bring her to a safety center so I could see her. You can see multiple pictures of me and my daughter from the day she was born till like 1.5 years old. That's not someone that has that many pictures with family members, so on and so forth. From the day she's born until 1.5 years old. That's the only time I was around my daughter, had my daughter, seen my daughter. Period. It baffles me. And then when they write stuff like this and they show straight physical fact, proof, undeniable, questionable, you can't dispute it. I mean, and what the courts do. This person works at the West St. Paul Courthouse. This is just one quick scratch that I could show you. Straight physical proof on lies. I could show you about 15 other ones. And again, none of this is intention to harass, humiliate, to put fear or anything on anyone. This is not derogatory towards anyone. This is me documenting, recording, and at least putting it out there. I've got nothing to hide, nothing to worry about. And me finding out about a convicted child molester that was molesting his own child, not on no sex offender registry, me contacting probation after I found out, how they dealt with it, my recorded conversations with them. The facts speak for themselves. The facts speak for themselves.